Hey friends, I'm Ella from New York. Please like and subscribe. People say fairy tales are just stories, but today, I'll tell you my story. And you'll see how this is wrong because I can confidently say that I'm a modern Cinderella. I'm an only child, and my parents loved me so much and cared a lot about my musical talent, which they noticed when I was only 6. I played the piano, wrote songs, and sang too. She's gonna be a famous star one day. She sounds like an angel. Believe me when I tell you, I love music. I spend all my time singing and playing or listening to music. When I was 10, I even wrote my first song. Sadly, everything changed when I turned 13 and Mom and Dad divorced. Mom left us and we were devastated. But after 2 years, my dad met someone new. I didn't like the idea at first, but I didn't say anything because I wanted to see him happy again. One day, he told me that he had invited this woman and her 2 daughters over for dinner.
You're gonna like the girls, I promise. They're so nice, and they're your age as well. You can finally have the sisters you always wanted.
When they finally came over, my soon-to-be stepmom Lindsay and her 2 daughters, Anna and Joanna, pretended to be nice to me, but I don't know why I felt like they were lying the whole time.
Oh my, look at you, aren't you a dear?
I feel like we'll be best friends. I like your hair so much. Can I see your room?
My dad and Lindsay got married after a short time, and she and her daughters moved in with us.
Our house is bigger than theirs, so we'll all fit in nicely together here. Anna and Joanna will keep you company all the time. Isn't this amazing?
Yeah, Dad, it is. I'm so, excited. I really didn't like the idea because there was just something weird about them. But I didn't have the heart to say that to my dad. Not long after the wedding, my father came home one day looking extremely happy.
Girls, guess what? I got promoted.
Really? Congrats. How much will they pay you?
I don't know yet, but I'll have to travel every now and again. It's a very important position.
But Dad, I don't like having you away for long. Don't be silly. He'll make a lot of money. He has to take the job.
When are you gonna travel? What will you bring for me?
I need a new phone. Please.
What about me? I want a new laptop. Mine is old.
Baby, I've always wanted a diamond ring. The golden one is not so nice. Can you please get me one?
What about you, Ella? What do you want me to get you?
Nothing, Dad. Just don't stay away for too long. See, this is the sad part. I discovered that Lindsay had married my dad for his money, and she literally cared for nothing else. When Dad started to travel a lot, Lindsay, Anna, and Joanna showed their true colors. They were terrible. They treated me horribly. They were only nice to me when he was around. Just stop playing the stupid piano. Your playing sounds like nails on a chalkboard. You think you're a musician? Such a loser.
Oh, yeah, stop it, will you? You're giving me a headache.
Just like that, Lindsay didn't let me play the piano anymore. She didn't let me do anything, basically. Wait a minute, is that my shirt you're wearing?
It was your shirt. I liked it, so I took it.
Do you have a problem? Anna, why is your stuff in my room?
I'm bored with my room, and it's very small. I want yours. It's bigger and nicer.
Get the rest of your stuff out of my new room now. That was the last straw. I couldn't take it anymore. I planned to tell my dad everything when he got back.
Oh my God, I never did that. You told me you wanted us to exchange rooms. I'm really hurt. Didn't you give me this shirt because you took my orange one? I didn't take anything from you.
Oh my, I didn't let her play the piano? Why would I ever do that? If anything, I encouraged her to practice more.
What? What are you saying? I'm not lying.
Ella, I am very disappointed in you. I never thought you would lie to me. Lindsay and the girls are trying to be a family to you and you're telling lies about them? I never want to hear anything like that ever again.
I mean, the audacity! 2 years passed like this before everything changed, when I learned tragic news. Apparently, the company Dad was working for was a fraud, and he was in jail, miles away. And if things were bad in the beginning, they got even worse. Lindsay and her daughters made my life terrible, and I didn't know what to do. Music was the only thing that helped me. When I saved enough money, I bought a secondhand microphone and downloaded an app that would let me play different kinds of instruments on it. I kept writing songs and music and recording them on my laptop and listening to them because I couldn't live without music. Wait a second, why don't I upload one of my songs online? Of course, I can't use my real name or picture because God knows what would happen if Lindsay or one of her daughters found out. But the idea isn't so terrible, is it? It's better than being this far away from music. After only 2 days, it had 100,000 views. In the comments section, I could see that people loved the lyrics and the music despite the low quality of the video. So I started to post more and more songs. Soon, everyone at school was talking about my songs. That made me happy and sad at the same time because I couldn't tell them that it was me.
Have you listened to this new song by this mystery girl? Let me tell you, it's amazing.
Not yet, but I have to check it out now. I adore her songs.
If only we could know who she really is.
I literally know all her songs by heart. But things didn't stay good for long for me. Joanna recognized my voice and playing somehow and told Lindsay.
What do you think you're doing? Playing smart and thinking I won't know?
I don't understand how someone like you got this number of views and likes.
She won't anymore. Give me this laptop now. I'm going to delete those stupid videos. If you do one more thing like this, you won't like what happens.
Please, don't. Please. Wait a minute, Mom. What if we could use her fame? We could make a lot of money if we let her write and record those silly songs of hers, and I'll pretend that I'm the one who's actually making them. The camera loves my face anyways.
What? You want to steal my music? Are you crazy? Oh, that's a brilliant idea, darling. And you, Ella, have no say in this at all. You either do what we say, or you can say goodbye to your dad forever. I'll make sure he can't get out of that jail and stays there forever. I won't hire a lawyer or anything to save his butt. Got it?
This family was crazy. They were heartless. Lindsay bought better equipment and forced me to use it to record my music and songs. Later, Joanna would shoot videos of herself pretending to sing and play the piano, but it was actually my voice, my music, and my lyrics. The number of views and likes on the video was crazy. She was becoming the new social media sensation, and she was making an insane amount of money. At school, everyone wanted to be her friend because she was the popular girl now. Joanna, please come to my party this weekend. It would be a blast having you there.
Sign my shirt, Joanna. Please, please, please.
Can I get a selfie with you? Please, say yes. Meanwhile, I wasn't allowed to go anywhere other than school. It felt like I was in prison. Lindsay, Anna, and Joanna were watching me all the time because they were worried I'd reveal their secret. But I didn't because I was afraid they'd leave Dad in jail forever. But things changed once more one afternoon. Ella, you better listen to what I'm gonna tell you carefully. There is a huge musical competition that's happening soon, and if I mean you, created the best song, I can win a record deal with an important record label. And how are you planning on recording an album exactly? Are you planning on dragging me behind you to the studio, letting everybody know your truth? That's none of your business. My mom will think of something. Start working on that song now. I had no choice but to write a song on the required theme and record it. Now, I need to shoot a video for this song, but it needs to be perfect because I have to win this competition. Guess what happened then? She won. She and Lindsay were over the moon, quite literally. Mom, I just got a call from the record label. They want you and me to go tomorrow and sign the contract for the album.
That's perfect, honey. You'll be a star. Hey, Ella, you're coming with us tomorrow.
What? Me? Why would you want me to go with you? What if they asked us some stupid question about music and singing? You'll be there to help Joanna answer. Understood? Wasn't it enough that they were stealing my music and money? They also wanted me to watch them doing it? When we got there, Liam, the CEO himself, welcomed us.
Welcome to our company. It's been a pleasure meeting such a young and promising talent as you, Joanna. For how long have you been playing the piano and singing?
Oh, since she was 10.
She's the most unique kid ever. That's nice. And have you had any teachers?
Well, I don't...
Oh no, she taught herself all that she knows about music. Isn't she amazing? Sure. And you are?
Oh, that's Ella, my stepdaughter. She's one of our family and we love her dearly, just like she loves us. Right, darling? What? Yeah, sure.
Nice to meet you, Ella. I feel like you're surprised I'm the CEO because I'm young. I hear that a lot. But the truth is, this company belongs to my dad, and he only trusts me to run things around here.
I was sitting there silently, not saying much. This Liam was very nice, and to me especially. He kept trying to include me in the conversation, but Lindsay didn't like it. Ella, dear, be a dear and bring me my shawl from the car, could you? I'm cold. Sure. I understood that she wanted me out of the room because she wanted his full attention to be on Joanna. So I left the room and started walking aimlessly around the corridors of the company. Wow, look how many musical instruments are in this room. What is that? A huge piano? It wouldn't hurt if I played it for a minute, will it? I hadn't played a real piano for years because Lindsay sold mine. I miss this so much. I closed my eyes and started to play and sing my heart out. I didn't even feel the time passing. I didn't even feel Liam standing behind me by the door.
What's that? How's that possible? How is this your voice and not Joanna's? I don't understand.
Please, just forget what you saw and heard.
Wait here.
After a couple of minutes, he came back with Lindsay and Joanna, who looked really scared when she saw me near a piano.
Why don't you play us that song that won you the competition before we sign the deal? It's only fair that I hear you play live.
What? Mom? Let's leave that to another day. I'm afraid Joanna's not ready today. She's recovering from a bad cold.
I insist. It's actually part of the contract's conditions.
Believe me when I say, at that moment, I wouldn't want to be Joanna for anything in the world. She sat at the piano, tried to stroke the keys, but of course, she couldn't play. She tried to sing in a low voice, but it was very clear that her voice wasn't even good. She was about to cry.
Ella, why don't you give it a try?
I was terrified for a second, but I told myself, come on, have some courage. Liam knows the truth now. I played and sang the song perfectly.
Ella, we would be honored to sign a deal with you.
What?
What do you mean with her? It's my daughter who won the competition, not this girl. Your daughter can't sing, ma'am. I know the truth now, so no need for more lies. What do you say, Ella?
Sure. I'd be crazy to say no. Let me tell you that the album I made with Liam was a hit. I had enough money to hire a lawyer and fight Dad's case, all with the help of Liam, and he was finally home. Please, Ella, you know we love you, honey. Please don't throw us out. Please, I am so sorry. We're really sorry, Ella. You can have your room back. It was just a misunderstanding. Please. It's too late now. The whole world knows the truth. Now, please leave because I have to prepare for my first live concert. The concert was amazing. Thousands of people came. I was living the dream. Liam was even waiting for me backstage with a bouquet of flowers. Oh, thank you so much. I love them. You're the best, you know. You saved me from my evil stepmother, exactly like a fairy tale.
And because I did that, don't I deserve a date? Just to be authentic to the story.
You do. Let's go get some ice cream.
And a kiss?
Yeah, and a kiss. And that's how I wrapped up my story. I got rid of the evil stepmother and her daughters. I became a superstar, I got the Prince Charming, and I had the happily ever after that everyone wishes for. So, after all that, can you deny that I'm a modern Cinderella? Hi, my name is Elsie. I used to be one of the greatest musicians of all time. But before I continue, please like and subscribe. If you do, you'll excel at your hardest subject. Growing up in a small town in Nebraska without siblings was super boring and lonely. I didn't like playing with toys by myself, so my parents would send me outside no matter how much I complained. There's nothing to do outside.
You could ride your bike.
But they wouldn't let me go anywhere since I was only 8, so I would ride in circles around the driveway. School wasn't much better. I'd fall asleep in class, and all the kids were boring too, except for my best friend Gina. You want to help me with my science project? Sure. We made a volcano that blew up at the science fair, and a robot that went insane and tried to kick the teacher. The glitches may have been my fault, but Gina was always positive. It's okay. We all make mistakes. It's how we get better. Even Gina's life was more fun than mine. At least her parents took her on fun vacations. In high school, I realized that my life was lame because I wasn't special. I was an ordinary girl with ordinary parents and ordinary grades, and I just blended into the background, unlike a mean witch named Ashley. Look at her, she's so amazing. Wow, she's beautiful and talented. Ashley always got the leads in the school plays. She was head cheerleader, the student body president, and my worst enemy. It all started when I accidentally spilled some grape juice outside her dressing room on the night of the school play, and Ashley slipped and sprained her ankle. It was an accident, I swear. No one believed me because I was Ashley's understudy and ended up taking her place even though I wasn't very good. From then on, Ashley made my life miserable. She barred my entry into all the clubs and convinced the cheerleading coach not to let me try out too. How was I supposed to find a talent that made me stand out? Then one day in 10th grade, I was watching videos on my computer when I came across a girl playing the violin, and I was mesmerized. The video had a gazillion likes. She had sponsorships and a dozen fan pages, and she traveled all over the world playing to sold-out auditoriums. I knew right then that I wanted to be just like her. I begged Mom to sign me up for violin lessons, but they must have given me a broken violin because when I tried it, nothing but these awful screeches would come out of the stupid thing. Screech, squeak, screech, squeak. But my newfound love of music could not be ignored or abandoned. I just needed to find the right instrument. Next, I tried a guitar. Then I quit because the strings hurt my fingers. Singing seemed fun and easy, so I sang all the time. In the shower, at the breakfast table, on road trips, during my parents' important phone calls, late at night, until they finally screamed,
No more singing.
They should have said something sooner. It hurt my throat more than it hurt their ears. Finally, the piano. And the teacher was my own grandmother. She could play music better than the violin girl, and even taught me some easy songs. I was so excited, I invited Gina over to hear me play. That's really cool. You're so talented. Did I become a great musician right then? I wish. Is that the only song you know? Can't you play something else? Somehow, months passed and I could only play the same lame pieces. I hated practicing. It was tough and frustrating, and it took forever. Slowly, I kinda gave up on my dream of becoming some musical genius. It just seemed too far out of my reach. But then something happened in 11th grade that changed my life forever. I don't remember much after my parents dropped me off at the fair. One minute I was walking past the petting zoo and sending Gina a text. Then suddenly I heard a loud shriek. Eehaw! Then an angry donkey kicked me in the head and sent me flying into the side of a circus tent. I woke up in the hospital. My ears were ringing. Strange sounds and colors were going through my head. It's like I was seeing music? The doctor said I was fine and released me from the hospital, but on the way back home, I begged my parents to stop at Grandma's house. Oh dear, what happened? I ran to Grandma's piano, sat down, and started to play, and I was amazing! I could play any piece of music with perfect ease. I could even make up new music on the fly. It was all so clear and effortless. My goodness, where has she been practicing? Why, she sounds even better than me on my best day. Grandma entered me into a local piano competition, and I blew everyone's mind. I won first prize. People ran up to me to get my autograph, and I was even on the news. Ashley was so jealous. An agent came to my house and asked my parents if he could represent me. And soon, I was playing gigs in so many cities. I was so busy, I missed Gina's birthday. So sorry, my schedule's been packed. I'm a superstar, you know. Oops, that's my agent. I'll call you back later, okay? Many successful concerts later, I was ready for a break. Zach, the most popular boy in school that I'd been crushing on since the 6th grade, invited everyone in class to his pool party. And I was so there. And I asked Gina if she wanted to tag along. We were supposed to go to the Science Museum today, remember? The Science Museum is boring. Can't we go another day? But today's the last day to see the electron microscope lab. I convinced Gina to skip the lame science exhibit and join me. Sitting on deck chairs, I shared my adventure with all the popular kids. My life definitely wasn't boring anymore, but Gina didn't seem impressed. In fact, her bad attitude was messing up the vibe. We should have gone to the Science Museum. I'd rather watch paint dry than see Ashley and her friends prance around in bathing suits. It's a pool party. You're supposed to wear a bathing suit. There's no one even in the pool. This is such a stupid waste of time. Gina, that's rude. Why are you trying to spoil things for me? I can't believe you're being so selfish. I'm selfish? First, you forget my birthday, and then you make me miss the exhibit for this ridiculous party so you can impress all these kids that you don't even know. You've changed, and I don't like it. I haven't changed. You're just jealous.
It's okay. Everyone can't be as awesome as I am. Well, you can be awesome by yourself. I'm leaving. I didn't like falling out with Gina, but it seemed like she just couldn't be happy for me. I was a shining star. I was living my best life. Maybe I just needed new friends to match. Then, Zach was suddenly standing right next to me.
Hey, aren't you that girl who's so good at piano that she's already on tour?
Something like that.
That's so cool. And you're playing in the talent show next week, right?
Yeah. I hadn't heard about it, but it sounded like kiddie stuff compared to what I'd been doing.
Sweet. I can't wait to hear you play. See you around, Elsie.
Zach walked away, and all the girls couldn't stop drooling over his perfectly sculpted muscles. I got up off my towel and dove into the pool, but it must have been the shallow end because the next thing I knew, I woke up back on my deck chair looking into Zach's handsome face.
She's awake. Elsie, are you okay?
Ow, my head. I think I hit my head.
On the bottom, yeah. You should have a doctor check.
I'll be fine. But I wasn't fine. After I passed out face first into my soup at the dinner table that night, my parents took me to see the doctor. He said I had a concussion and had to stay home for a week. I agreed, but only for 1 week. There was no way I was gonna miss that talent show if Zach was expecting me to be there. I was backstage when the day finally arrived, awaiting my turn to perform. I should have been excited, but something was wrong. Something felt different inside my head. I couldn't see the music anymore. My heart pounded as I walked on stage. Feeling dizzy with panic, I sat down at the piano, but it didn't have that comfortable, familiar feel.
Yeah, Elsie.
The auditorium fell silent. By the time I touched the keys, my hands were shaking. I started to play, and I was horrible. Every note was off key, and the melody was all wrong. Zach and his parents covered their ears, a baby started crying, and a few dogs ran up to the windows and howled. Then everyone laughed. I jumped up and ran out, crying. It was over. Whatever gifts the mule had given me disappeared when I'd struck my head on the bottom of the pool. It was so unfair. I had everything I'd wanted, only to have it taken away at the worst possible time. Gina called me a few times and sent text messages to see if I was okay, but I didn't answer. I was so ashamed. I had no idea how to explain my story, and I had no desire to show my face at school. That winter, Grandma sold her house and everything she owned when she moved into a nursing home. But the one thing she insisted on keeping in the family was her old piano. When it was delivered to our house, I hated looking at it. It just reminded me of everything I'd lost. One day, I was sitting on the porch when Gina came up to me. Are you okay? No, my life is over. I'll never play piano again, and no one will ever like me, and I'll live a boring life forever, and I was a jerk to my best friend. Well, you were a real jerk to me, but the rest of the stuff just isn't true. There's no reason you can't play piano again. Maybe you just need to practice. Over the next few days, I couldn't get Gina's words out of my head. Maybe you just need to practice. I remembered that Grandma had told me the same thing. So I pulled out my old music books and sat at the piano and gave it a try. And it turns out, practicing isn't so bad. In fact, it wasn't long before I realized it becomes easier as you go. Plus, with Grandma teaching me over video chat, I actually understood what I was doing and why. I continued taking lessons from Grandma through the rest of high school. Gina and I started hanging out again. I even saved up my allowance to get us tickets to travel to the electron microscope lab that was 2 states away. Gina was right all along. My life wasn't over, it was just different. Now, you might be wondering, whatever happened to Zach? At first, I thought he was avoiding me after the talent show disaster. But then come to find out, he'd left town, and no one really knew why. I eventually stopped asking about Zach. I was too busy with school and piano for boys anyway. By the 12th grade, I was finally ready to play piano in front of an audience. You should enter the talent show. I don't know. Come on, you can do it. I think you could even win. Gina kept insisting, so I decided to sign up. The line was huge. Ashley and the other cheerleaders were in front of me. If we do the same routine from regionals, we'll blow the roof off this place. And that trophy is ours. I edged my way through the group, wrote my name at the bottom of the list, and the word piano beside it. Since when do you have talent, Elsie? Since I started practicing music. Then why do I seem to remember your spectacular failure last year? Didn't that bump on the head, like, turn you stupid or whatever? No, look at the dummy. She can't even speak. Get ready to lose, loser. You don't stand a chance against us. I stayed up all night practicing. On the night of the competition, I waited backstage for my turn. The moment Ashley and the cheerleaders took the stage, they were incredible. Even though I would play Beethoven, my little piano piece didn't stand a chance. And right before my performance, the power went out. Great! I took a deep breath and stepped on stage. Cell phone flashlights and displays blinked on throughout the audience like a brilliant star field. I sat at the piano. There was just enough light to see the keys. I played the famous Beethoven piece to oohs and ahs and a standing ovation that led to winning the talent competition. I'd done it, not from a freak accident, but for real. Oh, and there was even a nice bonus. I ran into Zach in the lobby afterward.
You were amazing.
Thanks, but where have you been all this time?
China. Exchange student program. I wanted to keep in touch, but everything happened so fast and it was my only chance. I couldn't even look you up on social media because the government restrictions kept me totally off grid. Really glad to be back though.
Me too.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Do you give lessons?
Only if you practice. Shall we say Wednesday after school?
It's a date.